Hi, everybody. There has been like serious um, technical issues going on here. That's all I can say. So I'm just trying to straighten things out as we speak because for some reason, live started. And so I'm just trying to make sure that we get everybody on here. All right. Hi, everybody. Just directing everybody to where they have to go. This is so horrible. This has never happened. So, just getting things going, and I'm sure people will catch on. So, tonight's talk is about how to handle the naysayers. And, a lot of live topics are surrounded by people sent me they send me DMs of what they would like to see or want me to speak on. So here goes it. Okay. So the naysayers, I tell people you have to invite them in and tell them to take a seat, okay, and sit down. All right. They are part of the process. And I'm sorry I'm doing this, but I feel so bad that people are probably on this other thread. And this is just one day with YouTube. But nonetheless, uh, hold on. I'm sharing this link. Um, oh, I feel so bad because people who maybe, yay, I think somebody is on here. So I think I'm trying to fix this. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Why did YouTube start that live? And I try to jump on it like, what is going on? I have no idea. Technically challenged Natasha. So I just posted in the event, in the Facebook event, for folks to join me here. So, yay, someone found it. I feel so bad. Please, my deepest apologies, because I like to start things on time and I would hate to post this video and then people are going to be like, geez, when did she get to the meat? So, nonetheless, let's have this chat about the naysayers and how to handle them. I love to tell people that it's part of the process. And again, if you feel like there's something you want me to speak on, feel free to share. I don't mind speaking on it. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but here goes it, right? And I hope every other person can find it. Um, I'm just putting it in a couple groups. Yeah, so just put it on there. Terrible thumbnail, but here goes it. So, how to handle the naysayers. Now, this is not my first business venture, okay? And I will tell you that every business venture I've come across or every professional milestone I came across in my 20 something years of being in this nursing profession, sometimes I have to think, I've been a nurse practitioner 20 years. So I guess I've been a nurse in total 25 years. I always had the naysayers. Hey, Tarani found me. Yay. Let me tell you, it's been painful and I'm so sorry. I don't know what I pressed. I think I'm blaming myself. Okay. But nonetheless, I'm glad I put this link out there. But nonetheless, every milestone I have had, I am telling you, I had to deal with people who felt they had to give their negative feedback. And I love to tell people that, you know what, it's part of the process. They're supposed to do that. Yeah. If they didn't do that, then life will be easy, but you have to have these people who speak against what you're going to do. So some people take on the some people say, I just don't talk about it. I just don't tell people what I'm doing because I don't want to hear the negative feedback. But what I'm trying to say to you is this: even as a business owner, during the business process, you're going to get negative feedback. It's like there are some people like that is their role, and it is okay because here you better embrace it. I tell people, and my suggestion is don't go back to back, toe to toe on them. Just hear them out and say, oh, okay, all right, thanks for your opinion, and carry on. Because here's the thing: there are different types of people that are on this planet, and one type of person is the negative Debbie Downer. So if the negative Debbie Downer didn't tell you something negative, then she wouldn't be her true self. So it is up to her to bring negativity. So you have to invite it and make her comfortable because this is her comfort zone. And if anything, I like to take it on as fuel that I could show you better than I could tell you, and take that on as such. It is, when I tell you, it is part of the process. I get clients who I can even give them my clear professional opinion on what they need, and they will come back and be a naysayer. I promise you, it happens all day. But I don't say, and how do I handle that? Listen, this is what I recommend. But, I'm willing to do what you feel is going to be more comfortable. However, I'm not going to do something that's going to be dangerous and have a negative outcome. And everybody isn't your client. That's a whole nother topic. So I tell people you have to embrace the naysayers. And if anything, I promise you, I remember one time I was starting one of my businesses many years ago, and a close friend said to me, why you want to do that? That's dumb. A close friend said that. And to this day, it echoes in my ear. But what it was fuel. It told me, okay, let me show her how dumb this is. Okay. And I'm sure to this day, she probably remembers, she probably doesn't. But I'm grateful for her because it fueled me to prove that this is going to work. Okay. So the naysayers are pretty much doing their jobs. I tell people you have to invite them in and tell them to take a seat and say to yourself, hey, they're supposed to be here. They are part of your process. Okay. So I promise you. Now, there's a couple reasons why they do it. So that's one reason why I gave you, right? They have to be negative. Some people just have to be negative. But the other big reason why they do it is because people are scared for you. And so they don't even realize that they're scared for you. They're putting their selves into your dream. And so they can't see this dream as being possible because it's not their dream. So of course they're going to say something negative to it. Invite them in. I keep telling people they can't see your dream. So two ways you can handle it. One, once you hear it from that person, that's not the person you're going to go to anymore. They don't see it. They don't see it being possible. Some people will never, ever, if you're trying to start a business or if you're trying to make a career change, some people will never change their careers. No, it's their comfort zone. They don't know how to step out of their comfort box, or they love what they do and they don't want to change it. Okay. Some people will never be a business person because, listen, I'm going to be totally honest with you. You're always going to have more doers. So more people are going to be a worker bee than the person that manage. If you look at most companies, there's a small group that manage and a large group that does the work. So odds are most people are going to be on this end and not on the leadership end. That's just the way it is. Okay. They can't see things from that perspective. And it's not for you to convince them, it's for you to just do what you have to do and just welcome that this is part of the process of having the naysayer. Okay, they are part. I love naysayers because they just give me a hurdle to jump higher. They give me the incentive to make it happen and make it work. And a lot of times that naysayer will become your best client. So don't turn them down. They just scared for you. So take it that way. Sometimes I like to rethink everything, number one. And number two, I will find a silver lining in just about everything. I'm one of those people. I will find good in everything. I'll say, well, you know what? But at least, at the end of the day, you know what's good about this whole situation? I can find good in that conversation. Find hope in everything. And I want you to find hope in it. No, they are part of the process. That's not your confidant. That's not the person you're going to talk to as you go through your journey. Okay. Because the journey of entrepreneurship and the journey of changing your career is not easy. Okay. So some people rather stay in the easy lane and not get into the fast lane that you're about to step into. So one way to that is to find people with like minds. You have to find people with like minds. And naysayers may come in different forms. Sometimes they're not telling you they're a naysayer, their behaviors are naysaying behaviors. Okay. I have found myself in situations with people, and it's no shade. They probably can find themselves in this part of this live, but I try to be totally transparent with people because my experiences can help your experience. So here goes. I have been around people who talk about going into business and just been talking about going into business and just been talking about going into business, but have made not one move towards entrepreneurship, right? So then as you come along and you start progressing, you would think that they're like, okay, friends to me of like minds are going to giddy up and get on a horse and run together. But sometimes everybody is not going to run from you. It doesn't run with you. It doesn't mean you not be their friend or their associate anymore. You may need to decrease your time, your invested time with these type of people because they're not going to help you go the mile and giddy up the road. So when you're on a track and you have a goal in front of you, you want to be around people that you can pull from and learn from, and you're learning from each other experiences, and you're going to see how much further you are going to go. So your naysayer friend can come in that. I call it the naysayer in sheep's clothing. You don't realize that they're having a negative impact on how your evolving process is going. You don't even realize it sometimes. So you have to be really smart and just watch the people that you keep around you. It doesn't mean you don't make them your company anymore, but they should not take up a lot of your time. You sometimes need to seek people who are on your same path. That is the purpose of social media. It is more than just getting on here and hooting and hollering for each other, but you can make some great connections. Okay. So my accountability partner, who I partner with on Thursday mornings, we meet at 6 a.m. and we get it in for 5.5 hours at least every Thursday, right? We met on social media. We met through being in the same course and finding out that we were both actually nursepreneurs. So they are out there, just so you know, okay? They are out there. What I hate is that my iPad rings when my phone rings. Sorry about that. So they are out there, and you have to just find them and don't be shy. They're waiting for someone like you to tap them on the shoulder and be like, here I am. Okay. I've learned priceless tips from being around this person over the past probably 4 weeks that we have met. Okay. Priceless. And the people who, let's say, are those undercover naysayers over maybe, who knows, I'm just making it up, a year or 2 years. And I'm hopeful that she pulled off of me too. Okay. So that's the big thing. Like, oh, look what I found. Or da da da. And our minds roll like this during the night that I can send her something 6 in the morning because I don't know she's already getting up getting it. So that's how you handle the naysayer. You keep them in your circle because it's your close friend and maybe a relative and maybe a loved one. But you need to replace their negative energy and say, you know what? I need to find people with like minds. Let me tell you something. There is something called meetup.com. Okay. Don't get weirded by this. But I spoke to someone the other day about this. When I had a jewelry business for 8 years. I had a direct sales business and I was 33,000 women sold this jewelry in the United States, Guam, US Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. 33,000 women. I was in the top 2% tier. I became one of the top 100 in 6 months. No lie, I did, right? So this is great. I have a huge organization of women under me. I was so fortunate, guys, that I didn't work as a nurse practitioner for exactly 9 months, not even part-time, because that's how busy my organization was. And one thing I used to always tell the ladies in my organization, I would have these type of we didn't have all this fancy stuff. So we did group calls, conference calls, and they call into a conference number and we talk. And I said to them, it is priceless teaming yourself up with someone on your same war path. Okay. But what will bring your business down is staying around the person who is the Debbie Downer, doesn't believe, not your cheerleader, this and that and that. So they could just be your friend, but you have to quantitate your time around that because it will affect your drive. I promise you. Okay. So that's one thing. And it's their fear. Don't make their fear your fear. Don't own it. And most of all, don't be your worst naysayer. So many people talk themselves out of doing things. I always say, when I first said, oh, I should go into aesthetics, I told the lady who did my brow tattoo, this is in 2009. I started my business in 2017. Why did I wait that long? Because I was in my comfort zone, right? And I just couldn't imagine giving up a lucrative career that I already built all these years to jump into this other pond. I couldn't imagine it. But when it took me to get burned out to say, well, shoot, it got to be better on the other side than this right here because I'm not even happy. I'm coming to work and I'm a miserable mess. I'm a naysayer to everybody here who's new in this career path and loves cardiology. I'm like, oh, God, if I hear another shortness of breath, I'm just going to stab myself, So I had to move away from and I'm sure people moved away from being around me because I was negative. All right. Any questions, anything, we can make this an ongoing conversation than me just, ask me any questions, any scenarios that you've been faced with people who have been a naysayer. Please do share it because they are out there. They're always out there, by the way. They are always. And sometimes you got to move like a stealth in the night. Don't let people know what you're doing. Don't let them know. Don't let them know. I'm telling you. You just say, you know what? I'm just going to show them because I could show them better than I could tell them. And you're going to know who are your biggest cheerleaders. And that's who you talk to. That's who you talk to. I have a cousin. I can call him anytime and talk about my business. And I can go like this. I can go 100 miles an hour. He don't stop me. He does not stop me. Okay. And sometimes the naysayer is sitting right. Yes, moving silent. Sometimes the naysayer is sitting right next to you. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'll be very candid. I have been in relationship. Okay. I was in a relationship once where a man said to me, I don't want to hear about your business. I don't want to talk about your business. Wow. That's deep because you a naysayer and I ain't even know it. And some people say, well, sometimes you got to quantitate your time when you with someone and it's valuable and da 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 da. I just started my new business. How can I not talk about something I'm passionate about? If someone cares about you, they care about your passion. They're going to help your passion. They're not going to be the thorn in your side, I promise you. God is not bad. Okay. Life can't be that bad. The closest person to you is your naysayer. If I told my mom I was going to run for the president of the United States, do you know my mother will be like, I think you could do it. She has never doubted anything I said I want to do. That's who's supposed to be in your squad. I tell people, that's your business squad. And sometimes we have to build our community. I have friends who are built to be corporate giants. I'm not one of them. And we respect each other's lane. So we don't disrespect and take away. I don't take away from them. They don't take away from me. We are our biggest cheerleaders. That's how it should be. So you got to find and build your village of people who believe in you. You have to, they are out there, I promise you. Because if someone really cares about you and if they really care about you, then they care about your success. Real talk. Okay? So the small things matter the most. And as women out here right now, is because I know I speak to mainly women, right? So here's to the women out there. I have to tell you this. It's not an easy world right now. Women are doing phenomenal things right now. We are breaking barriers. And if y'all laugh, I have 3 stones, but nonetheless, we are breaking barriers and we are doing things that are, who would have known? Today, a woman announced that she's going to run for president. This is the world we in. But the inappropriate masculinity in our culture has not caught up to this and doesn't know how to handle it. Real talk. This is real. All right. So we have to practice patience. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we too much fire, like people don't know how to handle it. So they say stuff like, I don't want to talk about your business. What would you want to talk about? Why should I have to talk about what you want to talk about, which is fine, but this is so passionate. You should be so excited, you know? So you have to find that person who is not your naysayer, but your cheerleader and your believer. They are out there. Okay. I have a couple people that I talk to almost on a daily basis that are out here, entrepreneur spirited like myself. And that's all we talking about. It is not, nothing inappropriate. This is all whoever it is, it could be man or woman. Get it. Feed off of each other. Give each other fuel every day, because you're right. A lot of people don't want to talk about what we want to talk about because they can't see this vision. Okay. So there are a lot of wolves in sheep clothing or naysayers in sheep clothing. It doesn't always present itself like you can't do that. It comes sometimes and says stuff like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to hear about that. It's like you talk about that all the time. It's a naysayer. You'd be surprised. I tell people who will be your cheerleader. I have clients that will go to bat for me. I had a client today tell me, anytime you want me to do something for you, for your business, Tosh, all you have to do is just reach out to me. Today, I spoke to her and she said, I will do your skin and sip event this Friday when I get to Maryland in 4 days. Didn't say, no, I can't do it. No, that's too short period of time. No, that I don't have to get anything free for it. Didn't. They're out there. They are out there. And that gives me this smile of reassurance that there are people out there that are gonna, when I tell you, I have clients, if it wasn't for some of my clients, I would not probably have started that business in Maryland. Yeah, because they saw a vision that I didn't even see. Those are the people you want to hold on to them and don't let go and remember them. Okay. And feed them so they can feed you. Yeah. All right. So I hope this helps. You need your cheerleader. I don't mind. I can be anybody's cheerleader. I can find good in everything. I can meet. I don't think most people that know me will tell you this, and I can say this, that, oh, Tosh will tell you how to start your own business. I can look at everyone and find an entrepreneurial possibility in them. And I love doing it. And I think it irks some people, but I think some people do appreciate it because they're like, dang, she sees something in me I ain't even see. I could find it in almost just about everybody. There is something that we could all be so passionate about. All right. So you have to believe in yourself. You just totally, I could go on and on. So, but nonetheless, any questions, anything you want to throw out while we are here? I try not to pass 30 minutes because everyone has something to do. Tomorrow's a new day. We got to get going. Um, yeah, just let me know. Today's just a great, exciting Monday, I tell people. Very excited day. I had a great procedure I did today, which I'm loving. You know, you can evolve your business. You can create things. We have this thing called the new Abraza brightening microneedle. Just enjoying this. You can build this and make this your own thing. You could, there's sometimes there's no rules as long as you work within the rules. So I love it. It's a microneedling treatment and it combines products and for brightening. I know that's so off topic, but if you're on my feed, you know I'm all about skin, so I'm going to talk about it. So awesome. I'm going to add that to the microneedling course. So many great things I'm enjoying. So I hope it really helps you because I know the naysayers out there. Sometimes just keep it to yourself. Sometimes don't even. At night when your dreams stir your brain and your brain tells you, yo, you know what you could probably do? Write it down. Write it down. Goals. Have your goals. Set your goals. I have goals for this year, you know, and I'm going to work towards them. And I take the fuel from my naysayers and I take it. See, I take a naysayer's opinion and I say, I'm gonna work on that and I'm gonna make myself better. I'm gonna let me show her. I could show her better than I could tell her. I ain't even gonna argue with her. Let me do that with your naysayers. I'm telling you, it's such a good feeling. There's nothing feeling this nothing better than giving people like a Mike Jones moment. If you know what a Mike Jones moment, I don't know if y'all know what a Mike Jones moment is, or you may call it let them catch the vapors. Now I'm really aging myself. I love it. It makes me feel so good when people tell me they can't see me doing this or why am I doing that? Yeah. I got it all through my career. When I went back to get my master's degree back in yay, Ronnie, I cannot wait. I was thinking about you today when I was driving into back in 1996, I enrolled at Howard to get my master's degree to become a nurse practitioner. So you can imagine back in the 90s, there weren't a lot of nurse practitioners, by the way. There weren't. And I was 23 years old, but I knew from undergrad at Hampton that I was going to become a nurse practitioner when I met a nurse practitioner. And I said, so what do you do? I'm going to be one. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to position myself to work at this hospital in DC because I want to go to Howard for my master's. Goals. Okay. When I told my colleagues that I'm going to go to school, most of them said, I wouldn't do that. Nurse practitioners don't make no money. I wouldn't do that. That's dumb. And then, oh, I got it. My supervisor even said she wasn't going to sign for me to get my tuition reimbursement because she didn't see how I could take 3 classes and work full time. And I worked at a union hospital, so I had to get the union for her. And the union said, that's not for you to determine how many hours she got. You need to just sign the paper, okay? And in 2 years, I went to grad school full time and worked full time. And back then, they had weekend alternatives. So I worked 2 12s on Saturday, Sunday, and an 8 in a week. And then you got paid for 40. At 23, while my friend in the club, I worked on weekends, okay? I don't know. I don't remember 23 and 24 because I know I was in the hospital. So, but I did it. I finished. Okay. And I want to say, I want to make sure I'm not stretching myself here and don't take anyone's credit. But at the time when I was hot, I got offered a job while I was in a room doing vitals as an RN. And the lady who offered me a job was my colleague. Okay. But she just became a nurse practitioner and they just started nurse practitioners in interventional cardiology. This is a 900 bed hospital. So they just started this program with interventional. She said, Tosh, when you're done, you pass your boards, you got a job. All right, cool. When I worked, I was the youngest nurse practitioner at that time at the Washington Hospital Center in DC. I was 25 years old. And I was giving orders to nurses who was twice my age, could have been my mom, and they all reminded me about it. Trust. But nonetheless, I did it. I did what the naysayers told me I couldn't do. True story. I can't tell you, I can count on more than two hands how many of those people who are now, I'm proud to say, masters, PhDs, or DNPs, but they didn't see it at that time. So sometimes you can influence others and you don't know it because they put their fear on you. They scared. Yes, these are phenomenal women now. I mean, these women are phenomenal now. So I'm not sure if I gave them the inspiration, but I would hope I did. I would hope I did. And same thing when I went back to get a doctoral degree. Why you want to do that? Why? Some said, I've been thinking about it. But yes, there are some of those that were the naysayers. I would do that. DNP ain't gonna give you more money. Guess what? They're in their DNP programs or they're finished. So just go ahead and make people a believer and do what you're doing. I think my time is up, right? Hope I gave some words of inspiration. It says sometimes information, I can give information on these lives, but I'll be a fool if I can't give you inspiration to keep going and stay on your path. Because sometimes you're going to doubt yourself. Sometimes you're going to doubt yourself, but stay on your path. I promise you, stay on that path. Anyway, any other topic you want me to speak on, I'm going to be here next Monday. I told myself I love doing this so much that this is my now Monday commitment. I don't care if it's one person, two, three, four, five. We just gonna grow this thing and we're gonna do this. Okay. So happy MLK birthday. And see you all later. Bye. And please share, share, share. I'm gonna figure out what happened with that other link or video, and I'll try to update on every platform I can. But thanks for still finding me and tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. Take care, everybody.